Greetings and blessings to all my beautiful friends out there. Today I am in Park City, Utah. Just stopped in here for the night and I got this super sweet deal on a Main Street hotel with a balcony so that I could enjoy the views, the shopping, the eating, the nightlife, and just the energy of this old mining town, which is now, I've never skied in my life, but I heard Park City is like a major ski place. A lot of these places out here are known for the slopes. So it's been great being here in the off season. I got a killer deal on this place. It's like unbelievable. So anyway, I'm just here for a night and we are here to do the Course in Miracles together. We're doing some lessons together. So today is lesson 193. This is one of those like forgiveness lessons that if you really get it, you're decoding something in your mind that is just gonna blast you forward on your awakening path. I really think that this area of the lessons, with helping us revisit our idea of forgiveness and get it right according to the Course, this is gonna help you gain so much more and have a more peaceful life. Obviously, it's not a competition. Sometimes I use that language. In fact, I was meditating before getting on here and I was thinking like, the more I implement these forgiveness principles, I'm gonna get brownie points with Jesus. Like those ideas pop into my mind. And then I think, well, does that hurt anything? It's not like I'm competing with anyone really. And the more brownie points I get with Jesus, the happier I probably will be. So get those brownie points. All right, so lesson number 193, all things are lessons God would have me learn. And I will tell you, I didn't get too deeply into it, but I grabbed my Ken Wapnick manual this morning because I had some time and reflective energy. And he starts off with a couple of things that might be, it might feel a little bit of like dissension in your mind or conflicting information in your mind. All things are lessons God would have me learn. And then the first sentence of this lesson is, God does not know of learning. So if we share a mind with God, what does it mean that I'm going to be learning lessons, but God does not know of learning? Well, the process is we at the soul level decided to do this little experimentation in separation. So we incarnated into bodies, made agreements with all these other souls that we were going to have this human experience with a fair amount of challenges, most of which are plotted out on this, book of life that we all have. And we are going to learn from that in order to revert ourselves or reset ourselves back to the divine template, which is pure bliss, pure love, pure joy. So God is almost like at that higher frequency, that higher level. And we decided to come into separation. So a lot of the stuff that we do, like our forgiveness practice, isn't necessary in heaven because there's nothing to forgive. All right, and even the word of forgiveness, well, I'll get into that a little bit later, but I'm getting more and more clear on how the Course views this word and how inverted and backwards our normal definition of the word is. So just saw 333 on the video. God does not know of learning, yet his will extends to what he does not understand, in that he wills the happiness his Son inherited of him be undisturbed, external and forever gaining scope, eternally expanding in the joy of full creation, and eternally open and wholly limitless in him. This is his will, and thus his will provides the means to guarantee that it is done. God sees no contradictions, yet his Son believes he sees them. Oh boy, that's the truth, especially nowadays, right? Thus he has a need for one who can correct his erring sight and give him vision that will lead him back to where perception ceases. So that's basically what I just said. We're resetting ourselves back to our divine template. God does not perceive at all, yet it is he who gives the means by which perception is made true and beautiful enough to let the light of heaven shine upon it. It is he who answers what his Son would contradict and keeps his sinlessness forever safe. So no matter what we believe about ourselves, that pure joy, pure bliss, pure innocence is always still there. We never lose that in all of our lessons that we learn and experiences that we have. These are the lessons God would have you learn. His will reflects them all, and they reflect his loving kindness to the Son he loves. Each lesson has a central thought, the same in all of them. The form alone is changed with different circumstances and events, with different characters and different themes, apparent but not real. They are the same in fundamental content. It is this: forgive and you will see this differently. I'm going to close this window real quick. It's getting a little noisy down there. So forgive and you will see this differently is the secret, the cheat codes or the trick to the video game here. All right. Forgiveness does not mean withholding something from another person. And I think that's the definition that we have of forgiveness, that you're literally grasping onto, and this is sort of the image that came to me. You're grasping onto a memory of the past that involves another person who harmed you in some way, or you're grasping onto a memory of the past or a particular identity that's your favorite from this lifetime, like an attachment to that. You're just holding on and you're refusing to just be present in the moment where those things are allowed to become memories, and you're making space for the new and wonderful creations of your life that can actually happen. So you're the one that's preventing yourself. So to me, forgiving has this new energy of like releasing, letting go of stuff I'm holding on to about my life, about my stories I have about myself, and letting other people off the hook for sure. I mean, that's almost a given. Because the other thing the Course is teaching me, forgive and you will see this differently, everything is happening in my mind, wherever my mind is. And that is coloring what I see in the world, how the experiences I'm having feel for me. So all of this starts with me, starts and ends with me. And as soon as I do my purification work and my forgiveness work, everything is going to change. And I will say I feel even more present, which I know that word is almost cliche now, but whenever, like here in Park City yesterday, I have no traffic in my mind at all about complaining about anything, people that I haven't forgiven, stuff I'm ashamed of in myself. It's just really quiet up there. So wherever I am, I can really be plugged into the experience and have my heart open enough that I can attempt to connect and send love to my brothers and sisters. So being in a touristy place and spending a lot of time in airports yesterday, I had plenty of opportunities to keep going back to being present, opening my heart. All right, let's continue on. Certain is it that all distress does not appear to be but unforgiveness. Exactly. Yet that is the content underneath the form. It is the sameness which makes learning sure, because the lesson is so simple that it cannot be rejected in the end. No one can hide forever from a truth so very obvious that it appears to countless forms and yet is recognized as easily in all of them, if one but wants to see the simple lesson here. Forgive and you will see this differently. These are the words the Holy Spirit speaks in all your tribulations, all your pain, all suffering, regardless of its form. These are the words with which temptation ends and guilt abandoned is revered no more. These are the words which end the dream of sin and rid the mind of fear. These are the words by which salvation comes to all the world. Shall we not learn to say these words when we're tempted to believe that pain is real and death becomes our choice instead of life? Shall we not learn to say these words when we have understood their power to release all minds from bondage? These are words which give you power over all events that seem to have been given power over you. Bam! And I just saw 9/11 when I read that one. I'm going to read that again. These are words which give you power over all events that seem to have been given power over you. You see them rightly when you hold these words in full awareness, and do not forget these words apply to everything you see or any brother looks upon amiss. How can you tell when you are seeing wrong or someone else is failing to perceive the lesson he should learn? Does pain seem real in the perception? If it does, be sure the lesson is not learned, and there remains an unforgiveness hiding in the mind that sees the pain through the eyes the mind directs. So that's a heavy loaded statement, but kind of what I explained earlier. Everything is taking place in your mind, and I mean everything. So your perception of another, even if you just watch that person shoot a gun and kill someone, you actually cast that whole thing. You came up with the scene. There's a reason why you were meant to see it. You could be watching something over in California somewhere, but you chose to be here in this, bar fight that escalated into whatever. Okay, so you created that so that you could experience something about your own mind, a belief, a judgment, a conditioning program that's running so deceptively that you don't even know that it's there. All things exist in your perception for you to learn from it, something about your own mind. God would not have you suffer thus. He would help you forgive yourself. His son does not remember who he is, and God would have him not forget his love and all the gifts his love brings with it. Would you now renounce your own salvation? Would you fail to learn the simple lessons heaven's teacher sets before you, that all pain may disappear and God may be remembered by his son? All things are lessons God would have you learn. He would not leave an unforgiving thought without correction, nor one thorn or nail to hurt his holy son in any way. He would ensure his holy rest remain untroubled and serene, without a care, an eternal home which cares for him. And he would have all tears be wiped away, with none remaining yet unshed, and none but waiting their appointed time to fall. For God has willed that laughter should replace each one, and that his son be free again. And when I read that, I thought of this idea of spiritual bypassing for just a second. But I think the work that we're doing here is hard, and it requires focus and attention and energy. So we're not spiritually bypassing anything, and we are likely in this lifetime to experience more sustained periods of happiness, joy, laughter, bliss, fun, without any drama because of the work that we're doing here. So not spiritual bypassing, but I know that that is a criticism that Course in Miracles students get sometimes, as if we're not doing our work. We're just using affirmations to change the way a situation feels or something, and that's so not true. We're deeply turning over, excavating, and removing all the things that don't serve us from our mind so that we can make this incarnation a huge fucking party. We will attempt today to overcome 1,000 seeming obstacles to peace in just one day. Let mercy come to you more quickly. Do not try to hold it off another day, another minute, or another instant. Time was made for this. Use it today for what its purpose is. Morning and night, devote what time you can to serve its proper aim. And do not let time be less than meets your deepest need. Give all you can and give a little more. For now we would arise in haste to go unto our Father's house. We have been gone too long, and we would linger here no more. Here being this earth incarnation in our little illusory, confused state. And as we practice, let us think about all things we saved to settle by ourselves and kept apart from healing. Let us give them all to him who knows the way to look upon them so that they will disappear. Truth in his message. Truth is his message. Truth his teaching is. His are the lessons God would have us learn. Each hour, spend a little time today and in the days to come in practicing the lesson in forgiveness in the form established for the day. And try to give it application to the happenings the hour brought so that the next one is free of the one before. The chains of time are easily unloosened in this way. Let no 1 hour cast its shadow on the one that follows. And when that one goes, let everything that happened in its course go with it. Thus will you remain unbound in peace eternal in the world of time. So that's what I'm saying about the more that you can be present and release the things that are there, the less it will affect you as the day goes on or tomorrow or what have you. So this is like Olympic training in mind healing. This is the lesson God would have you learn. There is a way to look on everything that lets it be another step to him and to salvation of the world. To all that speaks of terror, answer thus: I will forgive, and this will disappear. To every apprehension, every care, and every form of suffering, repeat these self-same words. I will forgive, and this will disappear. And then you hold the key that opens heaven's gate and brings the love of God the Father down to earth at last to raise it up to heaven. God will take this final step himself. Do not deny the little steps he asks you to take to him. I will forgive, and this will disappear is a great affirmation for us today. And then just reciting the lesson title again, all things are lessons God would have me learn. So try to be a student of life today, not a person who's stuck in their ways, judgmental for the same reasons. This always happens to me. Make it fresh and new. Totally rebirth yourself today so that you can see things as the observer and forgive it and know that you're guaranteed more peace, more joy, more bliss, more love in the world around you. And you're going to see examples to prove this to yourself. It's not just going to be me. It's not just going to be Jesus in the book. It's going to be you proving to yourself that your forgiveness practice is amazing. I love you all so much. Thanks for being here with me, and I'll see you back again on the next video.